One of the more fascinating and fun moments in any racing series is qualifying, but in the Intercontinental GT Challenge powered by Pirelli, it ramps up as it becomes time for the pole shootout. Top 10 qualifiers after the combined qualifying session where each driver runs in the 15-minute session, 3 drivers per car. Everybody gets averaged out, and the top 10 at the end of that go to the pole shootout. At that point, the drivers that the teams think are the best suited to be able to go out and put the car on pole are nominated, and these beautiful GT3 machines for the California 8 hours are heading into pit lane as it's pole shootout time. Hi, everybody. Greg Creamer along with Calvin Fish. Bob Varsha with us, and Ryan Marine down in the pits. And this is going to be fun because as close as the margins were in that combined qualifying, new track record was set and broken and broken and broken, and we might just see that happen again in this session.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very competitive. We saw some surprises. I think the lack of pace from the Mercedes was probably the biggest surprise here, but a lot of the cars are new. Evo kits, this Porsche we're looking at right there is a brand new car. First time it's competed in this championship. Certainly it's got some experience and results behind it already in other forms and categories this year, but this Nissan has been rapid as well over one lap. The key is going to be tomorrow how that translates to race pace, Bob, but right now everyone seems to be in the game for this pole.
Yeah, I think the smiles that we all saw during the group qualifying, if you will, said it all. These drivers love the racetrack. They love the challenge. Everyone seems to feel like they've got a grip on this place, no pun intended. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this session in terms of the tire wear and what it means for their prospects in the 8-hour race that lies ahead tomorrow.
Well, even though it's an 8-hour race, there seems to be a higher level of importance put on the qualifying in this track position. Certainly some of the teams, Audi in particular, big surprise that the Land car did not make the top 10 shootout. And talking to their strategist at lunch today, he said we kind of gambled a little bit. We tried to do it on 2 sets of tires, whereas everyone else used 3, and we just missed it. So that gamble backfired a little bit. But certainly Christopher Haase is in the mix. Just looking at the lineup here, is he going to take the wheel? He's not, is he?
No, he is not nominated.
So he's a 2-time Super Pole winner here, and he's not going to have a chance to make it 3. So maybe a big surprise there is going to be Dries Van Tor. So maybe they feel that he's up on the wheel a little bit more this weekend and gives that team their best opportunity.
And again, this is short, 15 minutes once the green flag flies. So it has to happen, and it has to happen in a hurry. And I guess it all comes down to, and we've been talking about this, you've got tire issues, degradation concerns. How do you start with a higher pressure to get that lap in early? Do you ease into it just a little bit? Lots of things for these teams to be thinking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And different cars will try and tackle that in a different way, but I think you're going to start with high tire pressure, try and key on at that 3rd or 4th lap. As you said, it's a short run here. You may see someone sit back, and every little bit of rubber that goes down can possibly aid your performance. So there's some teams going on the attack immediately. You may see someone else who'll wait for that track to get a little bit more rubber down and go late in the session, but you're certainly running a risk of going red here and not seeing a chance to lay down a time.
Temperature right now, ambient about 61 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. The track has been baking in the sunshine all day long. And of course, there's the track position factor. It's going to be hard to find, even with 10 cars on a 2.24-mile racetrack, you're going to have some time spent trying to find a clean piece of racetrack to get the optimum lap when the time comes for you.
Lots of things for these teams and drivers to consider. Cal, you surprised to see only 1 Mercedes out of 4 make this top 10?
Yeah, very much so. And I spoke to Tristan Vautier at lunch, and he said, yeah, we just, you know, the other cars have just improved. He said, I think we'll be good in race trim, but certainly over the 1-lap pace. And we're just talking, you know, tenths here.
Oh,
but,
yes.
You know, there was certainly some very fast laps. That lap that Jaminet laid down was amazing. 23-2.
He was very diplomatic when Ryan asked him after that session, are you going to be the one nominated? He said, well, we don't know. We have to have discussions. He is.
Yes, he is.
Not bad for a guy who's never been here before.
No, he's amazing how quickly he can learn a racetrack.
He truly is.
So, like, poses the question, can anyone break into that 22-second barrier range?
And the other big story unfolding here is, yes, we have that one Audi that ended up in the second spot, but it took a mega lap from Christopher Haase in that first qualifying session with the averages to get there. The second Audi, the number 29 Montplaisir by Land machine, didn't even make it, and this is a team that has a manufacturer, I should say, that has dominated the previous 2 years here. So things are evolving.
They certainly are. See Augusto Farfus behind the wheel, the Brazilian. Long-time DTM runner has walked away from that championship, but still staying extremely busy. I talked to him this weekend. He said he's going to be campaigning in about 30 races globally this year. And obviously here with Team Schnitzer, there's still a heavy heart with Charlie Lamb, long-time principal there at Team Schnitzer, passing away late last year. And the last victory that Charlie had, he actually retired and then passed away just a short time after that, was with this man, Augusto Farfus, at the Macau World Cup.
Yeah, they're
Augusto went on to take that great win at Daytona as well.
Very connected over the years. And, that was a tough one. I'm sure this season is going to be every time they do something, it's going to be thought of for Charlie and well-deserved. So, all right, a quick outlap, right back in. Opportunity here to make a couple of quick adjustments, and then you've got to get it done.
What you can do here is just go out there for a quick lap or two and just get a feel for the race car. If you come into your pit box and you reset here, basically all of the times that your set go away, but that doesn't mean anything because they haven't even laid down a representative lap yet. So this is really a freebie, just a chance to get a feel for the new track conditions, Bob, and see if there's any slight adjustment you can make.
Here comes a hot lap from Imperatori and the Nissan, making its debut this weekend, the last of the 8 manufacturers in the Intercontinental GT Challenge, powered by Pirelli. To a record level, 8 manufacturers overall, Nissan the most recent, and they've been competitive this weekend. It's been time well spent after they passed up the season opener in Bathurst in Australia.
Yeah, and that combined qualifying this morning, they topped it. And the number 35 car also made it into this, so I'm sure the team for KCMG is delighted with the performance we've seen, watching Alex Buncombe, who's long affiliated with Nissan here.
I think the key is going to be they seem to have that one lap pace. This car has a lot of power, but can it maintain the balance and minimize that tire degradation over a relatively long one? Says 65-minute maximum drive stint length, so you got to hit pit lane within that time, but it's still a lot of time on the same set of tires around this racetrack.
Buncombe first to throw down a relatively quick time at a 24.5, and this now, as you can see, he was under that time by very little. Now it's slipped away just a little bit.
Get a little chuckle when I think KCMC is based in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities on the planet.
He dives in too, so see if these teams elect to do a tire change here. Throw away these lap times that are down. I don't think those numbers up on the board right now are going to be close to a pole-setting time, so I think what they're doing, they're just getting a feel for the racetrack, making any necessary adjustments to the car, and then you saw Marcello there just sitting there with his race car waiting to put a late session flyer in.
Here's the Honda T-Modal Acura NSX GT3. Great to have that. Another of those manufacturers that decided to run the championship. Mario Farnbacher behind the wheel, electing to pass on the opener, where you could not run the newest Evolution or brand new cars, and making their debut here. Here's Nick Foster
this morning, this team.
The sole Ferrari in this weekend's activity.
They were third in that combined session.
Talk about the global nature of the championship. That team is based in Taiwan.
Had a lot of success in Asian GT racing, Pacific Rim really, but now it's great to see them making an appearance here on North American soil. There's the number 912 and Mr. Mathieu Jaminet. Track record of 123.2, just as reference that he put in.
Wright Motorsports team, that 912 Porsche, based in Exotic, Ohio. The other American representative is the Park Place Motorsports Porsche 911 GT3R from out here on the West Coast.
You have RLL, who are also based in Ohio, supporting the BMW squads here as well. not running the cars, but just in terms of the transportation and everything and all of the pit lane stuff that they need.
When we talked about it, you understand the nature of a truly international event when you walk through the paddock, and you've got all the shipping containers as well, and a lot of these teams bringing everything over. All right, so let's take a look here. This is Mario Fahnbacher. We would imagine is going to be setting off on a true flyer.
Yeah, he really doesn't have enough time to play around and come in and do another set, so I think this is their one shot at it, whereas the Nissans, I would think, will be throwing new tires at it and being released shortly. Same for Marciello, and I think Farfus is already out there setting up for a run to the pole.
It's all, there's a car up front, and it depends on where he catches him and how friendly that car is going to be in terms of letting him through. Confirmation that the Nissans have completed their tire change and they are out. The Hub Auto, of course, of Ferrari behind Farnbacher.
Once you make that change and go back out, those earlier times are basically wiped off the board, so it's a reset. It's just a good gauge, just see if the car's balance feels slightly different to the earlier session today. It's all about fine tuning. This will come down to literally hundredths of a second, so anything you can find in those couple of exploratory laps could potentially pay dividends here.
Looking for time. Farfus sets the best first sector thus far.
Just backs out of it.
Yep.
You just get the sense that things are going to explode.
Yeah, I know. The anticipation here is building big time.
There's only 10 cars on the track, but you know someone will complain about traffic at
Right.
this one.
And they'll all wait to the end. All the hot laps will come after the checkered flag.
6.5 minutes remaining.
Here we go. Augusta will be on it now.
He's got a fair gap to the Ferrari up front.
Oh, that was deep. Boy, oh boy.
Walking horse 34 of Mikhail Jensen. Yeah.
Your eyes deceived me again, Greg. I thought he was flying off the road there. He came in there so hot.
We could hear a little chirp. I mean, he was so deep into the brakes.
That was awesome.
And look at where he sits, 2.6 seconds underneath our best so far, which is a 25.8 by Campbell in the 912. It says Campbell, although we were told it would be
a low 23 here, I think.
Here we go. 23.7. It's a good one. Campbell in the 912, Jaminet in the 911.
Farnbacher's gone purple in Sector 1. Jensen with that lap was purple, meaning fastest in Sector 2 and Sector 3.
Here's Jaminet. You can hear him just dancing on the throttle.
Literally.
Yeah. He's getting ready to.
I don't think this is going to be the lap.
I think you're right.
Afterward could be.
Jaminet second at a 23.8.
I think we're going to be looking at better than that to grab that pole.
Yes. Farnbacher. Let me say that Foster at a 23.648 in the 27 Hub Auto Course of Ferrari.
And Farfus tips him.
23.544.
Wow. Ooh. Jaminet dropping that left at the exit of 3. That lap's gone. Farfus, Foster, Farnbacher. I see a trend.
Now Buncombe goes purple, quickest of all in Sector 1, a 31.471.
And Nissan steal the thunder here. Now on board with him as he climbs the hill up the Rahal straightaway.
He's under it.
This is where we'll see Sector 2 click through as well.
Farnbacher just went quicker than Buncombe's first sector time.
Personal best for Buncombe, Sector 1 and 2.
He slipped a little bit there, though.
Farnbacher's got a good lap going here.
Yes.
Purple, Sector 1 and Sector 2, Greg. Finish this lap with Buncombe.
Watching Farnbacher currently 4th. Buncombe sitting in 10th. He should move up a bit. Farnbacher could be the one to watch, though, as this lap completes.
Jaminet.
Buncombe to the top. 23.4.
23.4.
Here comes Farnbacher, though, crossing the stripe right now. Can he take it away? Yes, he does.
23.156.
New lap record, baby.
We're knocking on the door. Can anybody get to the 22s? Campbell, a good lap, jumps to 4th at a 23.528 in the 912 Porsche.
Jensen currently 5th, finishing off this lap. He's purple in Sector 2. Another good lap for this BMW driver.
Buncombe just sets fastest first sector as well.
What's Jensen got?
Lost a little bit in the 3rd, didn't he?
Yeah, lost a 10th on that lap over his previous best.
Buncombe just a tick off Jensen's 2nd sector best. Still a good lap. He's underneath, as you can see, by 16/1000ths Farnbacher's time.
Love the way he was almost short shifting there, coming down the hill, just getting the power down nicely. Can he finish off this lap? It's a good one.
Out of 11, onto the throttle, the KCMG Nissan. Does he do it? Watching, does he get around Farnbacher? No. Close, a 23.342.
Proves, but not enough.
2 minutes left in the session. On board with Matt Campbell, Bathurst winner.
Not sure this is going to be good enough. It's going to be close, but just fighting the car coming off turn 11.
Nope, 4th. Not quite as quick as his best lap.
Vanthoor 2 personal best. What does he come up with? 23.4. Puts him in the party.
Big jump to 3rd, yes indeed.
Jensen bails. He's done for the day. Be happy that he's pipped Farfus so far. Farfus is in pit lane, so the BMWs line up 6th and 7th right now. What does Marciello have up his sleeve? Leaving it very late.
There's the 18. Imperatori, so quick earlier in the group qualifying session.
I don't think there's any more in this lap for him.
I would agree. I wonder if he's setting up for just one flyer here right at the end.
Vanthoor just went purple, Sector 1 in the number 10 WRT Audi.
Both of the Nissans stay out on flyers. Here is Vanthoor.
Not a great middle sector, not a great middle sector. A couple of tenths off some other bests out there. I'm not sure this is going to be enough. Pushed a little bit too hard there through the middle sector and lost time.
And Farnbacher looking for one more.
Yeah, this is not going to be a good lap for Farnbacher, but he's got another crack at it, 30 seconds on the clock.
As does Vanthoor. Foster in the 27th, 4th, Campbell 5th.
Only 6 cars out there now.
Yeah, both Nissans, right? Farnbacher, Buncombe, Vanthoor, excuse me.
Vanthoor was very quick Sector 1 and Sector 3, but just lost a lot in the middle sector. If he can perfect the laps, he's pushing more and more. Marciello now, time running out. Let's watch him. Leaving it late.
Oh.
Just overcooks it. That's going to cost him huge.
Nice save.
He's going to qualify 10th.
Oof. Checker flag is out. So the laps that they are on right now, and nobody has gone purple in this last run, Cal.
Yeah, what a day it can be here for the Acura NSX. Mario Farnbacher. They only just squeaked into that top 10. They were 10th in qualifying here this morning.
Exactly.
And they've just literally turned the table.
They played it well, that's for sure. Well, Marciello, a lot tidier through 6 this time.
Personal best through Sector 2. Maybe he can jump up the board. I thought that mistake we saw was on his last lap.
I did too, yes.
Finish this lap off, so he may be able to jump up a little bit. Hard to believe the only Mercedes in this top 10 qualifying shootout.
Let's see what he does. Nope.
No improvement.
He improved, but not enough to leapfrog over anyone.
Yeah, Imperatori had a 123.6 and Marcello got to a 123.7.
Look how tight it was. A couple of tenths would have put him top 5.
Very close.
As it is, just over 1/2 second covers the top 10.
Acura team celebrates. That is huge.
That is, and when you take a look from the margins from 2nd to 10th, they're all measured in thousandths. The margin from Farnbacher to Buncombe, almost 2/10. And that's dominant.
It really was. Just cooled it off and then just laid down that lap.
Well, this new Honda T-Modal Acura NSX GT3, we saw what it was capable of at the Rolex 24. We really saw what it was capable of at Circuit of the Americas in the opener for the Blancpain GT World Series America. And living up to that billing, clearly they have got this new car right.
It's just got so much more downforce. It gives the drivers, even the best who were able to hang on to the car last year when it was very edgy, it just got a lot more confidence in it. They can lay down the lap times, and it should relate to being consistent and better on the long tire runs here this weekend as well in race trim.
And, of course, one of the co-drivers for the number 30 entry. I'm sure absolutely delighted, Ryan, with how things unfolded.
Yeah, I'd say the whole team is absolutely delighted. You were, what was it, 5,000ths of a second from being out of this top 10 shootout. Now you guys end up on pole. How sweet is that?
Yeah, I started like this super pole, you know, from P10 to P1 for tomorrow. It's I think it was only 4,000 actually. It's fantastic. Mario is Super Mario Bros from now on. I mean, he did a fantastic lap. I'm very very satisfied. And I think the team is, you know, it's put together just for this weekend from Acura, from Honda, Japanese people, Italian people from Jazz, so all together, and just let's see what we can make of it in a short time. And the pole is already nice. It's going to be a long race because the tire degradation is going to play a big part in the race, but it's a nice sleep until the start for now.
Based on the pace that you've displayed so far, what are your expectations for the race?
I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be a long race, and it's very competitive. There's a few cars who are very good over the long run, good for the tires. I think it's gonna be down to the drivers mainly to save the tires, be gentle to them, and get it all till the 65 stint minutes. You know, so it's not gonna be easy, but we'll give it all. We'll give it all.
Congratulations. Good luck in the race.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have continued to hear, as we're going to take a look at the results here, two words that just seems to be the story of the event: tire deg.
It's what it's all about at this racetrack, whichever series you're in. It's all about you making that tire last over the long stint. It's super low grip. It's not abrasive. It's just that you're just sliding the tire all of the time, and it's all about keeping the balance. If the car is balanced, that will pay dividends here tomorrow. If you got understeer, if the car is loose, you got oversteer, that's not the way to go. You got to make adjustments.
Well, it's interesting, too. I mean, we know the Pirelli P0 is a superb race tire. So when they're talking about this at this level of frequency, it really tells you just what a challenge this track is.
You heard Reger van der Zandt thank the team, thank Acura and Jazz. That's JAS Motorsport, who build all of these Honda NSX GT3 cars.
And as we said, this was a successful build, I would say, from what we have seen here in the early going here. And again, just an absolutely fabulous session here. And you take a look at the variety of manufacturers up in this group. I think this bodes incredibly well for a fascinating 8 hours of competition for the second round of the Intercontinental GT Challenge powered by Pirelli tomorrow. The California 8 hours, guys. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun. As you said, 6 different manufacturers lock out the top 6 positions on the grid, so anyone's game.
Yep, great variety, great diversity, and it is going to be a party. We certainly hope everybody tunes in and joins us as we bring you our coverage starting tomorrow morning, early Pacific time here from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. For Calvin, for Bob, and for Ryan Marine, I'm Greg Kramer. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't miss the California 8 hours tomorrow.